Welcome to Alaska EdVenture, hosted by Dr. Meinert, Superintendent of the Fairbanks North Starborough School District. This award-winning podcast is your gateway to the heart of Alaska's educational landscape. In each episode, we'll explore the unique perspectives of guests who are shaping education in the last frontier. Join us on Alaska EdVenture as we share the insights and inspirations found in Alaska's K-12 classrooms.
All right, welcome back to the Alaska EdVenture podcast. I'm Dr. Luke Meinert, Superintendent of the Fairbanks North Starborough School District. I have two student athletes from Fairbanks with us. Layla Fields, she's a senior at West Valley High, and I'll let her introduce herself and talk a little bit more about who she is and what kind of activities she participates in. And then Luke Skinner, he's a junior at Lathrop High School. So thank you to both of you for being on the podcast today. We also have Mr. Wayne Sawchuk, who is our Activities Coordinator for the school district. Those of you that have been watching the podcast or listening for a while saw Wayne last year and just appreciate Wayne's contributions to the school district and keeping activities flowing smoothly for us. So welcome everybody. Really excited about the conversation today. I grew up participating in a ton of activities, now have kids that participated in activities, and so huge supporter of providing options and opportunities for students to engage in schools outside of the classroom. You know, we a lot of times talk about what's happening inside the classroom, but you're student athletes. And so what you're doing outside of the school day, I think directly impacts what's happening in the classroom. We know activities is a big engagement feature for student athletes and the reason why a lot of our students show up to school. And so looking forward to the conversation today and hear a little bit about both of you and the activities and athletics you participate in. So Luke, how about you introduce yourself?
My name's Luke Skinner. As you said, I'm a junior at Lathrop High School. I like to play basketball, football, and I run track too.
Awesome. All right.
I'm Layla Fields. I'm a senior here at West Valley, and I play varsity volleyball and run track and field.
Perfect. And Mr. Sawchuk?
Wayne Sawchuk. I'm the Activities Coordinator for the Fairbanks North Starborough School District.
All right. Well, we'll have Luke introduce himself and tell us a little bit more about the activities that he participates in.
I'm Luke Skinner. I'm a junior at Lathrop High School, like you said. I participate right now in football, but once winter comes around, I'll be doing basketball, and then after that, I'll do track and field.
Awesome. And I heard before we started that Luke runs track. I wasn't sure. He's a big dude, and so I wasn't sure if he did shot put or discus, but what's your running events in track?
Right now I do the 110 hurdles, and then I do some other relays, but I'm thinking I might try throwing this year. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. Somebody that can do it all, I think. Yeah. So that's super impressive. And then Layla, what activities and sports do you play?
I'm Layla Fields. I'm a senior here at West Valley, and I play varsity volleyball, and I run track and field too.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And Mr. Sawchuk, any additional introductions from you?
No, I'm just glad that we got a couple great athletes here representing our district.
Yeah, absolutely. So Luke, let's start with you. What inspired you to get into athletics when you were younger?
My parents always just wanted me to be active and have something else to do other than just sit at home and watch screens or watch TV. Mm-hmm. And so they signed me up for basketball, and I played soccer a little bit, but they weren't like big on the summer sports. So I continued playing basketball, and I loved it. And then it wasn't until high school that my parents let me try football out, and I've excelled in that. And then I started running track this past year, and I loved it.
Awesome. And what position in football do you play?
I like to say I play all around, but my main positions are tight end and outside linebacker.
All right. So colleges, if you're looking for a good tight end or a linebacker, look at Luke Skinner here. And then what's your favorite sport that you're participating in?
I'd say probably basketball, but I like to think I'm better at football just because I played it for less time, and I feel like I'm excelled faster.
Okay. Yeah, that quick progression in high school. Awesome. Yeah. Layla, how about you?
I was really into after-school clubs in elementary school, and I got into cross-country running, but then I realized I don't really like running long distances as much. So I started track and field in freshman year of high school and ran the 100 meters and the 200 meters. And then my mom was really into volleyball in high school, so she really pushed me into the club volleyball and after-school activities for volleyball, so it really got me into like the social group of volleyball. Mm-hmm. And I've just really enjoyed it ever since.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So you played middle school volleyball here in Fairbanks then?
Yes, I did. But it was during our COVID year, so we didn't actually get like any seasons.
Oh, that's really hard. Yeah. Okay. Given you are student athletes, what's that like having to balance the role of being a student first, but then also trying to really excel in athletics?
I think it's really hard for the amount of school that you miss to really like all the trips for track and volleyball. For me, it's been hard to make up that work that you miss for schools. And I think that just really you need to take like the time for yourself to really be able to catch up for all of that work and be able to bring it with you on those trips to be able to do it and stay caught up.
Yeah. How about for you, Luke?
I think you hear a lot of teachers and coaches say it, but the student comes before the athlete and student athlete. And so, like Layla said, taking your work with you on trips and just trying to plan ahead for when you're going to be gone. I think that's a big key factor in staying caught up.
Yeah, being real disciplined, I'm sure, and organized with the limited time you have to be able to focus on, those academics outside of your sports. And thinking about like all the activities and sports that we offer, are there any that you think we should offer that we don't offer, or that we should give more attention to for high school students?
I played men's volleyball in middle school and I really enjoyed it. So I think that might be, I don't know when we do it or like what season we do it, but I think that could be a fun like add-on to the sports.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed, I enjoy watching men's volleyball at the collegiate level. And then we just finished up the Olympics. And so seeing those athletes participate in men's volleyball is super impressive. And we've heard that from time to time from student athletes that want men's volleyball or boys volleyball to come our way. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we think about additional sports here in Fairbanks. Layla, how about you?
I agree. I think men's volleyball should definitely take place in high schools at least. I know a lot of men here that really want a men's volleyball team, and we have like a lot of tall guys that would just make a great team. Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah. A little extra team to practice against then too.
Yeah, little scrimmages with each other. I feel like it would also push the girls volleyball team like to a higher level up against the men. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Wayne, I'm going to bounce it over to you. I have some questions just about this fall season, where we're at with fall seasons, and then maybe if you can project into the winter, what's coming up.
Yeah, we're just finishing up with state cross-country running and state tennis. Just some sports still going on. The football playoffs will be starting here soon. Regional volleyball, regional state, and then wrestling just started up. So they'll be going full bore into their matches here. And then right around the corner, starting early December, we'll have, basketball and hockey firing back up.
Man, that's coming quick. Any big events coming up that folks should be aware of that are happening here in Fairbanks?
We'll end up hosting some football games here in Fairbanks. I know through the NFHS network there, they can get on there through our Pixelot system and go ahead and watch that, or they can come watch it live. But great opportunity to come out and support our local kids. Yeah, absolutely. Either way, it's great to support our kids. If you do end up watching on NFHS network, some of our schools get a kickback for that, and it just supports the overall state association, which is great. And then love to have fans out at games too. I mean, there's nothing like having a packed gym or a packed field with fans cheering on our young local athletes. So, all right, let's hop back over to the students. And what's been your favorite part about being involved in athletics or activities in school?
I think a lot of just the friendships you make and getting to know a bunch of different people from a bunch of different backgrounds. I think it's a really great opportunity to kind of reach out to people you wouldn't normally talk to or know.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I mean, some of my best friends are still guys that I played sports all the way through high school and college with and traveled with playing sports. And so a lot of great memories there. So I connect with that.
Yeah.
How about for you, Layla?
I agree. I love the social aspect. All of my friends have been with me throughout these sports since middle school. And I love being able to play with them and get to know them even more on a deeper level. I also really like the competitiveness. I feel like I'm a very competitive person, so I love like just winning games or winning races, all that type of stuff. And I think that kind of drives me to like want to do better in my sports, which I really love.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that competitive drive will serve you well in the future. Here later in the podcast, we'll talk about maybe some takeaways from athletics and how that might help your future goals. But that competitiveness, if you keep that inside of you, I think that'll serve you well down the line. What would you say? So we have a ton of kids here in Fairbanks that play different sports, and they look up to you as student athletes that have made it and are really successful. So what are some tips that you would give our young student athletes thinking about wanting to be a high school football player or a high school basketball player?
I think a big thing is just strive for your best and don't let other people like try to bring you down or anything like that. And I think because if you compare yourself to other people, you're just going to bring yourself down. And I think if you just strive to be your best, you'll accomplish as much as you want to.
Yeah, I love that. Were you always the best on your team growing up?
Definitely not.
Okay.
So it's I come from a place where I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I like that. So you have to work hard, right? And keep progressing. And I love that not comparing yourself to others, right? We all kind of evolve at different rates and pick up skills differently. And even in high school, you're still a pretty young athlete and there's time to grow and evolve if you stick with it. So, okay. Layla, any tips or tricks from you for our young student athletes?
I would say to just go out of your comfort zone and try everything because you never know what you'll stick with more. I know from like personal experience, I tried so many different sports. I played basketball and soccer, and then I really stuck to volleyball and track more than anything, but I really enjoyed that I tried everything.
Yeah, I love that. I think, I still coach my kids' activities and former coach. And I think students that participate in multiple sports, multi-sport athletes make the best athletes. I think too often our kids start to focus in on one or two sports early on, and they don't go and try everything or participate in a lot of different things. And I think, some of the best athletes we see are multi-sport athletes just because you pick up so much athleticism participating in different sports. So Wayne, if somebody's out there listening and they want to help volunteer or they want to coach, how do they get involved?
Well, part of it is probably connecting with the school, looking what we have for job openings, or maybe even reaching out to some of the local coaches there. And then there's a process going through our HR department and filling out the proper paperwork, going through the volunteer pack. And then there's some NFHS training through ASAA that they have to do in order to become a certified coach in our district. But I think there's plenty of opportunities, and I know coaches are always looking for help. And there's a lot of expertise in our community, and it'd be great to get them involved.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of volunteer activities too. If you don't have time to do it over the entire course of the season, I know, for different games, they're always looking for people to help taking tickets or selling concessions or whatever it may be. And so connecting, I guess, with their local booster club, would that be a good way to go?
I think starting with the booster club or, even connecting through the schools, through the admin there and kind of see where they can help out. Because like you said, they're always looking for people, whether it's running the gate or, helping pick up after. But there's always, we always need volunteers and they're a big force behind making our sport cheap and making it successful.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the questions I often get now that homeschool's, a little bit more popular, can homeschool students still participate in activities at the high school level?
Yes, they can. Part of the process is if they're a best student who's through our school district, then they're just required to they can play through their home attendance area. And then any of our outside programs, there's an application process. And once we get that approved, then the same thing, then we forward them on to their school, and same with them, they play for their home attendance area.
Excellent. So all about providing options and opportunities for our students here in the Fairbanks area. So I want to end with Luke and Layla talking about thinking about your future. You're almost at the ends of your high school career. One, what are you interested in doing next? And two, how has participating in athletics or activities set you up for success in the future?
Well, I do a lot of sports in part just to hope to get like a scholarship or to get college cheaper. And so I'm hoping to go to college. And I think, what was your second question?
How does participating in activities maybe help you down the road?
I think it builds a lot of life skills, like I said, being competitive, and then also working with other people, like leadership and just problem solving, trying to figure things out.
Yeah, absolutely. Layla, what do you think?
I know personally the sports I've participated in have really set me up for the future for scholarships. I'm reaching out to colleges now and applying to colleges and going on official visits for colleges for track and field. And I'm really excited to see where that takes me and everything. And I think that these sports set everyone up in kind of the same way that really, if you want to do it, you can push yourself and you can put yourself out there. And there's so much support with all these sports that you can really do whatever you want with them and go wherever you want with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Wayne, do you want to add anything on? I know you're on the ASA board, and I've heard you guys talk, so most of our student athletes, let's be honest, probably aren't college bound in terms of participating in athletics at the college level. But is there still value in students participating in high school sports?
Yeah, I think it's just proven. You kind of look around communities and people in leadership positions in our community are former athletes, you know, not all the time, but you take a good look at that there. And then just, I think, opportunity when kids do go to college, and if they've played volleyball or basketball and they, you know, they're living in the dorms, you have intramurals and kind of, we always call it lifetime sports, right? So if you can find that one activity you can do the rest of your life, you know, that's making good relationships, longtime friends, and then and staying in shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, any parting thoughts that either of you have that you want to leave us with? No.
I think it's a good thing to, like Layla said, go out of your comfort zone and try new things and reach out to other people.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your willingness to participate today and being a leader in your schools. It's great to see young student athletes doing so well, and the tips and tricks you passed on to the younger generation is great. I mean, you've set a great example for them to look up to, and thanks for continuing to be that great example for our students. So this concludes another edition of the Alaska EdVenture podcast with Dr. Luke Meinert, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Thank you for embarking on this Alaska EdVenture with us. Hit that subscribe button and we'll meet you on the next episode.